I'm going to discuss like a common theme, a common problem that comes up for my clients. And this comes up for me in my life as well. And actually, a friend of mine texted me today and it's reminded me, and I have to do a video on this. I need to speak about this a lot. I do with clients, but I forget on YouTube because this is a problem as well that I've realized. I learned this in myself. I've gotten over it now. And people feel a bit ashamed and they feel bad or they feel fearful to admit that they're not happy with the people that are in their life, or let's say they meet new people, for example. And I think this comes from, in my experience, to give you a perspective, I think it can come from a good place, but I think it can also come from a negative place. And what I mean by that is, because I suffered this for many years, and I remember my mum gave me a lot of help with it, and my dad. A lot of the first part is guilt, and that's obviously because we have a heart, you're a good person. So sometimes we feel guilty, we feel bad. If let's say we get invited by someone and they seem good willing, which is nice. They invite us to the church, for example, or friends invite us out, or wherever. In any group, we get invited somewhere, and it's a nice feeling. It's flattering when someone invites you out and they want to bring you along. And then you go along and you're a bit nervous about it because you don't know how you're going to feel. You don't know if you're going to feel comfortable, you're going to like them, they're going to have the same values as you do, etc. And that's a big part of that can be with anxiety and just being human. And when you go to this gathering or you're around these people or whoever they are, whether it's a group or one, you find yourself really trying to adapt and adjust and be kind, which is a nice thing. That's a great thing. So I hope I'm sure someone will, but I'm hoping people don't misunderstand what I'm saying or take it out of context, right? And I'll do the best I can. That's the challenge always, especially when you're teaching publicly, because everyone's got their own opinions and they can hear things different to the way that I'm meaning it and hoping to get it across. So you go there and you want to get along. I've been there before where it's like you're probably trying even too hard to be nicer. And as time goes on, let's say you're like, it's okay, you're grateful to be there. And it's always good to have gratitude. I think it's good to have gratitude in every moment in life with every challenging situation. But the truth is, let's say a couple of hours go by and you actually realize that you're not enjoying it and the people's energy's off. Your instincts don't lie. Our intuition don't lie. So if you go onto a YouTube video, whoever you are, and you click the video for help or guidance, and when the video comes up, you don't like the person, you don't trust the person. Or it might not be personal, but you're not feeling it, you don't connect with them. You might even feel they're a really good person and they're amazing at what they do, but you don't feel personal connection, so you switch off. And you continue going until you do click on a video and you find someone, you go, this is the person for me. And you feel the connection and you trust them and you feel good with the person. And that's what happens here. But what a lot of people do wrong is, and I've done wrong, they ignore their intuition because of guilt, because of feeling, and sometimes even selfish reasons, because people feel like, well, I don't have any choice. I'll be on my own. I'll be lonely and I don't want to be on my own. I don't want to face that fear. I don't want that feeling of feeling abandoned. I know that's a strong word, but let's be real. Or feeling that I'm a loner, I'm a loser. Other people will judge me. I don't have any friends. What's wrong with me? I've got issues. All this kind of dialogue can start ticking off. And then you find yourself people pleasing. Agreeing on things that you don't actually agree on. You realize that you've got different values, which is fine, That's okay, but most people can't accept that. And then you've got different hobbies. You might be around people that they're excessively judgmental and nasty. And if you're a person like me where I don't like that, I don't want to be like that. Of course, we all I've judged, but not to that extreme, to the point where it makes you feel sick. It's not kind. It goes beyond someone just having an opinion, which we all do, and that's fine. Or a little bit of criticism, it's not vicious. But when it's too much, and then you feel yourself feeling worse, you'd rather be on your own than be around these people from where they're at. God forgive them, right? but you ignore it and you stay there. People can go on that like that for years. That's wrong. There's no self-love in that. You're not looking after yourself. And I think at some level, you're not honoring the people. Now, they might feel different. They might be thinking that you're having a great time, and they might really like you. They might not like you don't know. But the point is here, let's face the truth and be real and honest here. Let's get back to fundamental truths and facts and simplicity. If you're feeling not good around people and you don't feel right, you shouldn't be around them. That's the truth in all this. But have you got the courage to face the truth and to admit it and take the action and say, you know what? And listen, where a lot of my clients get stuck in, I helped a client through this, and he's a lovely person, and we've made such, he said, Jonathan, I don't want to hurt people's feelings. And I said, I don't want you to hurt people's feelings. There's a right way to do it, there's a wrong way. Now, if you start shouting at people and being angry and aggressive and saying, don't do it. Your energy's not right. Your vibration, you're not good people. I'm not feeling good around you. You're making me suffer. I'm leaving. No, you don't do that. That's not kind. That's not what I teach. I wouldn't personally do that, right? I'm laughing in my head because my mind's going through stories where, have I ever done that? But I would try not to do that. And I politely would X out and say, you know what, really appreciate the time, thank you, but I've got to go now. I've got a phone call. Or just say, I've got to go now. You haven't got to lie. I appreciate it. I have to leave now. You haven't got to explain yourself. You're your own person, your own adult. You've got to leave. There's always positives. And look, yeah, I'm an introspective person. Maybe you're going to go away and they've taught you some things about yourself that you need to look at. I've done that many a times. That's a strong person. But a lot of the times we don't need to do that. We don't need to do 25 therapy sessions to figure out why we're not feeling comfortable around 80% of people in our life. And maybe because they're negative and you're not. And they're different people. But you can still love, forgive, but you don't have to be around them. Go and find friends where you feel trust, love, connection, and you don't have that feeling. Look, I like my mum's teaching. Sometimes they're better than mine. My mum's very simple. Mum, what's the problem? I don't know, I'm a bit stressed out. I wasn't really enjoying it around this person. I don't know, they're a good person, but it felt negative. I couldn't really. My mum says, how do you feel? Do you feel good around them? No. Well, why are you hanging around them then? Stop hanging around them. You haven't got to be nasty to them. Mum, spent time with this person. Oh, how does it go? I love being around them. They're such a genuine person. They've got a heart of gold. We get on. We have a lot in common. Keep hanging around them. Simple, but we make it difficult because of our fears and our past and all the other things. So I want to make it simple for you. You haven't got to trust what I'm saying. Trust your intuition. It never lies. Now, I'm going to make a joke, but I mean it. Same. If you come on my video and your intuition, you don't like me, and you don't trust me, you don't resonate, brilliant. Move on. You should do that. I'm telling you the teaching for everyone, right? I'm going to say not family members. You can pick your friends, but not your family. But if you love me and you like me, I haven't got to say that, and you feel good on my videos and your life gets better and your mental health, you're going to keep coming on. And that's the way we do it. As kids, we do it. And no one needs to tell us, but as adults, we get to, we overthink too much, and we don't value ourselves enough. Because a person who valued themselves enough wouldn't stand for that, but would equally treat people well. And I know where people get confused because it happened to me. It's almost like, how do I get the balance between not being a horrible person to people, but not letting them bully me, not being a people pleaser, but being confident and valuing? You can do it. I've just taught you how to do it. When did ever being a good person mean that you can't say no to negative people? When did ever being a good person mean or say that you can't choose your friends wisely or people that have got the same values? It never said that. But human beings, they lose it. And of course, we've got other people that are going to criticize and come at me with their own opinion. And that's fine. You've got to live your life. So I had to go through a lot of suffering, and I think this is a huge part of success. I know it is. You're never going to be fully successful and at peace if you don't get stronger personal boundaries and you don't trust your own instincts and judgments and intuition. And even my faith teaches me that. That doesn't mean, now I want the best case scenario. Let's give this as a possibility. That let's say 10 years ago, you had a friend that you didn't get on with. Both of you argued. In my case, funny story. I'll tell you guys a story, right? I'm definitely getting old now. It's happened already. When you tell stories, you're old. I still feel young inside though. I'm still got a six pack. That's the main thing. Years ago, I was about 11, 12. I went to a school, rough school. There was a guy there. I never used the word now, but at that time, because it's not a nice word, but we didn't like each other, right? We had a mutual friend. We disliked each other. We got into a fight, right? Because he was, whatever he did. We had a punch up in the playground, right? And it was quite even. After the fight, not long after, we became best friends. And I still love him. And to me, he's still my best friend. We became best friends. His mum loves me. My mum loved him. We know each other's family. Now, that's beautiful. Now, I'm not saying you've got to have a fist fight. No, definitely not. But I'm just giving you context that things can change. But there's been many cases in my life where I had to get rid of people in my life. I had to stop hanging around them because they were toxic for me. But I still wish them well. So I think the highest level of truth and honesty is you generally don't wish bad on people, but you can say, I don't want to hang around them, they're not good for me. We're different. And you have space, and that might be forever. People change though. But for now, it's pretty obvious really, and I learned that from mental health recovery. So, you know, there is a balance, and you've got to learn to have boundaries and not be afraid of saying no. So it's the balance, isn't it? And I heard a saying the other day, and this is mental. I said this the other day to a client. I come home yesterday, I'm watching a podcast show. It was a guy from the SAS, and he literally said the word that I said to myself, and I was like, it's crazy. Well, a lot of people think that he said, and I'm going to say people, but he said strong men are kind men. But I'm going to add to that. I'm going to say strong men and women. Strong people are kind, and I know what that means. So to be kind, you've got to be strong. And I learnt this from my nan. My nan was the kindest human being I've ever been around in my life. And I hope that's the same for you guys or girls or your whoever. My nan was the kindest, caring. I don't meet many people like my nan, which is why it makes it hard for me to just have lifelong friendships with people. I have to really trust people and have to know they've got a good heart. But if I cross my nan's boundaries, oh, my nan, it makes me so happy. My nan would put the boundaries down and give me a clip round the ear. I mean, she wouldn't Bruce Lee kick me in the head. But she'd say, you know, don't take the piss out of me. You said you were going to do that, tidy the room. Or if I borrowed money from my nan and I didn't pay it back on time, she'd say, hey, you've made me cross. Where's the money? You promised me. And then she was so forgiving. My nan had the perfect balance. She's a great teacher to me. So when did you ever have to be a nasty person and be unkind to say no to people? Sometimes you haven't even got to say no. Thank you. I appreciated it. I have to go now. Leave. Go and spend time with people that you don't have those feelings. Why do we have this? I'm getting passionate. I haven't even had a coffee today. I need one. Why do we have this? Look. Why do we have a human intuition that tells us it's there for a reason? Listen to it. It never goes wrong, but you've got to face your fears. And facing fear means you've got to work through sometimes. You feel ashamed. You feel embarrassed. You don't feel good enough. You feel like you're not being a good person or you're being too aggressive. Whatever. It's all fear. Because if you do it in the right way, and think about it. Now this might not be comfortable. Yeah. I wasn't always good to be around. I can admit that. That's why I've grown. I wouldn't want to be around the old me. Why? I was negative. I was not good to be around. Now some might disagree. I know that was true. I changed that. So it is good to also say at some point in your life, people probably felt that around you. They've definitely felt that around you. But if you can accept that, you're going to be stronger. So what's the deeper message in this to people, man? Stop being negative. Be a good person. Be nice. Be kind. And then people will want to be around you and you won't give them mental health problems or bring them down. But also accept people. Sometimes it's not that they're negative. it might be a case where no one's wrong. Got two groups of people and they've just got different values. Look, I love boxing. Some people don't like boxing. They're not wrong, that's their choice. But I'm not going to hang out with them and try and convince them, leave them. So a lot of the times as well, we want to control, we want to force people to agree on what we agree on, and you can't do that. You can't do that to people, and it's tempting at times. You have to accept that, but you've got to go on your own journey, and sometimes, a lot of times, you've got to face the fear of loneliness, spend some time on your own. I've had to do that many times in my life. And then you attract and meet people that are the right people, that it feels right. So I hope I've covered every angle of this, but yeah, it comes down to experience. I'd say most of it comes down to, all of it comes down to one word: kindness. And I'll replace that word to give you another understanding: strength. If you don't have enough of that, you're not working it, you will not have the strength to say no when it's no. And you're going to stay with people because you want to be polite, you don't want to hurt their feelings, but you're hurting your own feelings. You've got to get balance. Karate Kid. And your son must find balance. When find balance in you, everything work out. Karate, teach balance. Sorry, my voice is not as good as it used to be, right? The old age is kicking in. Balance, there is a balance. Too nice, pushover, not good. Too aggressive, too not good. In the middle, strong balance. And that's kind of like what you learn in self-defense, you know, how to defend yourself. You have to, otherwise you're going to, I'm telling you, you're going to get unwell in life. So there you go, all right? Hope you enjoyed it. Thoughts, feelings in the box below, and we'll keep going.